Hello everyone. Let's see with an additive manufacturing process, which is also named as in 3D printing process. Now, why do we need this additive manufacturing process? As we know, day by day, the we need an customization in the product. Next thing we require is the product which we are going to manufacture, that should be manufactured in a less time. So if you will see in the previous different types of manufacturing process, it requires an days or an months to manufacture any product. So if you'll go with this additive manufacturing process, the product can be manufactured within a few hours. So we can save our time, we can save our money, and if you will see with the application of this additive manufacturing process, it is applicable in almost all different types of fields. So in this particular video, we are going to see with the basics of additive manufacturing process, that is how it works, what are the different types of process chain, what are the different types of material used for this particular process, what are the different types of applications that we are going to see in the details. Introduction to additive manufacturing process. Additive manufacturing, which is also named as a 3D printing process. So what is this process? It is the addition of material to make object from a 3D model data, that is from the CAD software, usually layer upon layer, as opposite to subtractive manufacturing methodologies. If you see with the figures, the top figure indicates the additive manufacturing process. The additive, this word indicates additive means addition of layers, layer upon layer. And subtractive means we are going to take a raw material and from that we are going to remove the material in order to get that 3D object. So addition of layers and subtracting the material is quite a different methodologies. If you will see, there are three pillars of manufacturing technology. So the first pillar is the subtractive manufacturing, second pillar is the formative manufacturing, and third pillar is the additive manufacturing process. If you will see with an history of additive manufacturing process, it has been developed in around 1990s. So this is quite a latest technology. Still the development of additive manufacturing is going on. So what is the difference between subtractive and additive manufacturing process? That is, additive manufacturing addition of layers, and subtractive manufacturing is the removal of material from the raw material. Now what is formative manufacturing? Formative manufacturing means we are going to apply some force to get a particular shape and size to the raw material. So what are the different types of synonyms? That is, what are the different types of names that has been given to additive manufacturing process? It can be also called as additive fabrication, additive process, additive techniques, additive layer manufacturing, and freeform fabrications. So there are number of names for this additive manufacturing process. What is the technique used for this particular process? It creates a final shape by addition of material by use of raw material, producing with minimal waste. Next one, the AM process manufacture a model without an additional fixture and tools manufactured, and it produces a part which is eco-friendly or environmental friendly. If you will see with an subtractive manufacturing process, we require some additional fixture and tools. So if you'll see with this additive manufacturing process, there is no requirement of fixture and tools for this particular process. Any type of dimensional objects can be made by this additive manufacturing process. Like it can be used for making small little toys, or it can be made for for making the homes, that are the houses. And many of the countries, there are people living in this 3D printed or 3D additive manufacturing processes. Additive versus subtractive machining process. So if you'll see with the figure, the cup has been shown. So what are the disadvantages of subtractive manufacturing process? So if you'll see with the cup, there is a cavity which is too deep, which cannot be machined easily. Second thing, it requires a proper fixture for holding that base of the cup. Second thing, it can also have an sharp internal features which cannot be easily machined. So these are some few drawbacks of subtractive machining process. Depends on the material used. So this drawbacks can be overcome by using an additive manufacturing process. Principle of additive manufacturing process. The basic principle is to compose a 3D physical object called as a part by using layer-based technology. That is layers of mostly equal thickness. The thickness of this layer can vary from 10 micrometer to 200 micrometer. If you will see, the thickness of this can be kept constant or it can be varied from bottom to top using some professional softwares. One of the example for slicing the software or for slicing the 3D object is an adaptive slicing. This is the software which is in the software we can vary the thickness of one layer. Next one, this whatever the model has been manufactured, we can clearly see the number of layers added over each other. Now, what are the advantages? If you will see, lesser the thickness of the layer, more will be the accuracy, but it requires more processing and resolution. Next, if you will see, after one layer has been contoured, the platform is dropped down by the single layer thickness. For example, if the layer thickness is 10 micrometer, once the first layer has been contoured, the platform goes in the downward direction by 10 micrometer and another fresh layer of the material has been added over the previous one. So there are different professional softwares which are used for making 3D models and slicing them into number of layers. After that, once this slicing hatching is done, this particular data is fed to the machine. Now the machine starts building the object by using different types of sources, depends on the material, and finally we get an 3D object. So that is the basic principle of an additive manufacturing process. Let's view the figure. There are three figures shown, that is first is the initial stage, second one is intermediate stage, and third one is the final stage. If you see in the figure, there is a nozzle and through this nozzle the material has been extruded. So if you see in the first figure, the material is added layer upon layer, like you can see in the second figure, and finally you can get a 3D object because of addition of number of layers due to the extrusion of the material from the nozzle. Next, let's see with the additive manufacturing process chain. So if you will see within figure or within flow chart, there are 8 steps for manufacturing a 3D object. So these are the basic 8 steps has to be followed for making a 3D object. So first step is to make a 3D CAD model. So there are different types of softwares available in the market for making a 3D CAD model like Tinkercad, CATIA, Autodesk, SolidWorks, Creo. So these are the software which are used for making 3D CAD model. But we have to keep in mind we have to store this file into .stl format. .stl is the stereolithography format. Once this is saved in this particular .stl format, this file is given to the slicing software. So what do the slicing software do? That is the second step. They divide 3D object into number of layers, and these layers this layers has number of triangles which is used to describe the surface to be built. After that, one these particular 3D CAD model has been sliced, it is manipulated. If there are errors, that can be manipulated in the second step. After that, this .stl file has been given to the machine, that is file transfer to the machine, which is the third step. So in this third step, there are again number of sub steps in this particular step. First one is file verification. That is whether there is an repair in the file or that has to be verified first. After that, there is an part orientation. That is whether the 3D object has to be made in the horizontal direction or to be made in the vertical direction. Next one step is the generation. If the size of an 3D object is too large or height is too large, then definitely it is going to require a support, because there are chances that if the height is too large, it may tilt on any one of the side. So it requires a support generation. Now whatever the support generation is done, it is done by using the same material as that we are going to make a 3D object. For example, if we are going to use a ceramic for manufacturing an object, the same ceramic material is used for support, for giving the support to the object. Next one is the shrinkage. So depends on the material. There are chances that some material may shrink after making a 3D object. So we have to keep in mind that how much shrinkage it is going to have. So that has to be kept in the mind. After that, fourth step is the machine setup. Machine setup means different parameters can be changed in this particular machine setup. For example, layer thickness, whether we want an same layer thickness or whether we want an different layer thickness, that can be checked in this machine setup. That is the fourth step. After that, this particular is machine or the parameters set, it is going to start with the building operation. The building is the, it is going to start with actual forming of a 3D object. Once the object has been made, the next sixth step is part removal and cleanup. That is, the part has to be separated from the platform, remove the different subs been given, and clean up. After this, the seventh step is post processing. Post processing means there are again two types of process: primary and secondary. Primary means whether it requires any polishing, painting, sanding. This is primary process. Secondary process is whether it requires an investment, casting, vacuum casting. That is the secondary process. So this comes under the post processing process. And last one is the application. So after, once all these processes are done, we are going to use that particular 3D object. So these are the 8 different steps of the additive manufacturing process: 3D CAD model, STL conversion, file transfer to machine, machine setup, build, part removal and cleanup, post processing and application. As we have seen in the fourth step, that is machine setup, it requires different type of setting parameters. So what are these parameters? That is XY axis, that is on contour data, and second one is the layer thickness, that is Z axis. And this each layer that is sliced together has been given some number. After that, it is submitted to a machine for building an object. So basic step is, a layer is processed. First layer is processed according to the given contour and layer thickness. After that, second step is, this first step is going to lower down, and the next fresh layer is going to add on the previous layer. Likewise, the number of layers is going to add and form the finished part. The machine differ only by the way each layer is processed and the way the two adjacent layers are bonded together to form the part. That means there are different manufacturing process, additive manufacturing process, which may require an adhesive for sticking the stone layers. So that adhesives we will see in the details and the actual additive manufacturing processes in the next video. There are two main application levels of additive manufacturing process. First is rapid prototyping. Rapid prototyping, the word indicates it is used for making samples, models, etc., like for an education purpose. And rapid manufacturing, in which the final part is actually manufactured and is made in use. For example, it can be used in medical application, aerospace, automobiles, then it can be used for jewelry. So these are the models which are actually made in use, that is in rapid manufacturing. Prototype means it is used for making in models, like for an education purpose. One of the examples is for education purpose. Classification of additive manufacturing process: first is VAT polymerization, second one is material jetting, third one is binder jetting, fourth one is powder bed fusion process. This has been again classified into 5 different types, that is DLMS, that is direct metal laser sintering, EBM, that is electron beam melting, SLS selective laser sintering, SHS selective heat sintering, and last one is SLM, selective laser melting. Next one is sheet lamination, which is again having 2 subtypes: UAM, ultrasonic additive manufacturing, LOMS, laminated object manufacturing. Next one is metal extrusion, that is FDM, diffuse deposition modeling, and last one is directed energy deposition. Just we will see in short what does this different classification mean by in the next slide. Let's see in details with the classification what is what polymerization. In this particular process, it used an liquid polymer, photopolymer resin, and this polymer is exposed to UV light to turn that liquid into solid for making in 3D object. Next one, if you'll see with the material jetting, material jetting is that is it can use a material which can be in the form of drop or continuous form, and that material is jetted through the nozzle on the build platform. The material normally used for this material jetting process, it can be wax or polymers. Next one is binder jetting. Like the word indicates, it uses an binder or binding agent, usually liquid, to stick the two powder layers. So that acts as an adhesive between the two powder layers, hence it is called as binder jetting. Next one is sheet lamination. Like the word indicate, it uses a sheet, either it can be of paper or it can be of metal. And as we know, there are two subtypes of sheet lamination, UAM and LOM. Ultrasonic additive manufacturing, which uses sheets or ribbons of metal of, for example, aluminium, copper, titanium, which are bounded together using an ultrasonic welding. And if we use an LOM, that is laminated object manufacturing process, it uses paper as a material, and a separate adhesive or binding material is used to stick this two layers of paper to form a 3D object. After that, next one is powder bed fusion process. The word indicates the material will be in the form of powder, and this powder is fused by using an energy source, that it can be an electron beam or laser beam. Next classification is material extrusion. In this particular process, the material used is thermoplastic in the form of filament to create a 3D object. Last is the direct energy deposition. This process is similar to material extrusion, but only like in this particular process, the material or the nozzle can be moved in multiple direction instead of moving in the particular direction, that is in x and z axis. It can be moved in multiple direction. These are the details of the classifications of the additive manufacturing process. Let's see with the materials. So this material is classified into four types: metals, ceramics, polymers, and composites. So if we'll see with the metals, the metal is again divided into two subtypes: pure metals and alloys. So normally used metals for this are titanium, tantalum, copper, gold, and silver. And if it is alloy based, it can have an titanium based, nickel based, or iron based metals. Second one, if you'll see with the ceramics, it can use an aluminum oxynitride, silicon dioxide, zirconium diboride. Next one, we have different types of polymers like ABS polymers, acrylics, nylon, polyethylene, polypropylene, thermoplastic, polyester. These are few polymers used for this particular process. Next one is the composites. It is again divided into three subtypes: metal to metal composite, metal to ceramic, and ceramic to ceramics. So these are the few materials has been listed out to give an idea that what are the different materials used for making a 3D object. Applications of additive manufacturing process. There are n number of applications, like it can be used in aerospace industry, automobile industry, medical industry, socio-culture application, education, construction, tool or mold making, sports equipments, toys, specialty food, furniture, textiles, and armaments. These are the few applications that has been listed out. You can see different images or actual practical application of this 3D printing objects. Like you can see an hand, that comes under a medical application, bicycle. Then you can see an engagement rings, that comes under an jewelry. Then you can see an house, 3D printed house, then you can see an furniture. So from these figures, you can think like this 3D printing objects can be used in day-to-day life, or we can have customization in this particular 3D printing manufacturing process. Advantages of additive manufacturing process: customization, freedom to design and innovate. For example, one of the example, if you'll see with the car seat, so if the person is shorter or taller, he may not be comfortable while driving a car. So we can customize the car seat. That is an called as a mass customization. Second one, the flexibility. Next one is the quality. We can have better quality. If you'll see with the traditional manufacturing methods, it can result in poor design and therefore poor quality. So that can be reduced in this particular 3D printing technology. There is no risk in this particular process. Accessibility, easily accessible to all. Then it is sustainable. Like we have seen, the whatever the parts are manufactured, that can be eco-friendly, less waste, as we know that it is an additive manufacturing process, that is addition of layers, so there is no wastage in this particular process. And last one is competitive advantage, like whatever the product is manufactured, that is manufactured in less time and at very cheaper rate, so this can save money of an company. Disadvantages of additive manufacturing process: low speed. Like we have seen, if the layer thickness is quite low, then it requires and more building time, so that is one of the disadvantage. It requires high process cost, then it requires an high equipment cost, limited material. Limited material, that is, it is much more on the plastic side, that is mostly it uses and polymers. Then there are job losses, as we don't require any type of skill labor for operating this particular 3D printing machine. And last one is lack of industry standards. Thank you. Hope you have understood with the basics of additive manufacturing process. In the next video, we will see in details with the different types of manufacturing process that we have seen in the classification. Thank you.